Hello guys, welcome to Surveying Solutions, your number one channel where you get solutions to all your surveying problems. It's nice having you in class again today. How have you been? We are going to look at something very interesting on GIS. We are going to show you how you can carry out image to image georeferencing. It's actually a process of aligning an image towards a known coordinate reference system, right? Good. Now, this particular exercise or this process helps in map revision, maybe land use, land cover, or maybe change detection, or even just trying to produce your own map. Now, you have an image, and then you've seen that on the image you don't or you can't find any coordinates or any coordinates or geographic entity, any coordinate. Let's use that, or GCP, which you would use for the georeferencing. So, what do? You resort to this image to image what georeferencing. Now you are going to look for a georeferenced image of that area or a georeferenced map of that area, depending on what you got. And you are now going to use this your own georeferenced map or this your own georeferenced image rather to align to that one. So that process is what we are going to show to you today. So now for this video, we have what the image here, which is not georeferenced. Now you know the Lusail Stadium is actually the heart of the World Cup, and the finals will be played or has been played depending on the time you've seen this video, right? Good. So the finals will be played between Argentina and France, and I'm actually going with Argentina, right? Good. So the finals will be played on this stadium or has been played on this stadium or at the stadium, right? Now we now also put on this layer, which is actually the different layers, or this is actually the layer that contains the different stadiums of the World Cup. Then we have our repository, which is what the Google satellite. Now the reason why we have this is for us to use that as our base map. So by the time we zoom to this layer, we are going to see the different stadiums, right? Good. We are going to see the different stadiums. Then we can now zoom to the Lusail Stadium, which is our area of interest, right? Good. Then we now use some points there as our GCP to now georeference what this image, what using the image to image what georeferencing, right? Good. So it's very interesting. Now let's zoom to layer, so you can just click on this. Good. So it's coming up or it's even up. Now let's try to locate. Yeah, this is the Lusail Stadium and its surrounding, right? Good. So you can see some of the features we saw on the image around this Lusail Stadium, right? Good. So what we are now going to do is to start the georeferencing process. So to start, you go to raster, then you go to what georeferencer, right? Now when the georeferencer window is up, you click on what add raster or open raster, right? Good. So we have what our image here, which is the Lusail Stadium. We just open that, and we have the Lusail Stadium on our screen, right? So you can see some notable points here as you've actually seen them on our map canvas, right? So we are now going to use this as what our guide. We are going to use this Google satellite as our guide because it already has the coordinates. As you can see, the coordinates are changing as we hover the mouse on the screen. So we are now going to use this as our guide to georeference this on georeferenced image. So let's start from this road edge. Let's see if this is fair enough. Let's try to zoom in to see if we can pick this point. So let's say we are using this edge. Then the most important part is that instead of supplying the eastern and northerns or the x and y's, you go to what add from what map canvas, right? Good. Now let's see if we can still zoom into this particular point we have used. So let's see this, right? Now let's click on OK. So the first point has been added, right? Now we can still zoom to layer. So now let's use the stadium. Let's say we are using the center or something. So let's see if this will be okay. Then we go to from map. Then let's come to where the stadium is in particular. So something like this. We now click on OK, right? Good. Still zoom to layer. So what other point are we using? Now your GCPs should be well spread out. So now let's see one at this edge here. Let's see one at this edge. Let's still pan it very close. So we click on add points again. So let's see this one. Now the resolution of this image is not too good. So the quality of your georeferencing also depends on the resolution of your image and how well your points are spread out, right? Good. So that should be this star, right? Good. So there are different stars here. So that should be this star. So let's just select that and we click on OK, right? Good. Now we can see the residuals. The residuals are fair enough. Let's still see, zoom to layer. So let's see if we can pick a final point around here. You can decide to use as many GCPs as you want, depending on what you want to achieve, right? Good. So let's see what are we going to use at this point. Let's see this. Let's just click on this, right? Then we go to what from map canvas. So that should be somewhere around this, right? Okay, good. So with this, we can decide to say we have our GCPs and we can now use them for the georeferencing exercise, right? So you can just go to the transformation settings. You see the type, polynomial 1, nearest neighbor, your target SRS. If that's not what you want, you just select on that or click on that icon. Then you now select the CRS you need from the CRS selector, right? So we are using geographic, that's WGS84. Then we just click on the output raster, browse. So this is the folder we are working on, image to image reference, and then we have to modify this to something like georef, right? Good, because we don't want that modified. So we click on save. Since all of these other settings are okay, we click on what okay, right? Good. Then we now click on this start georeferencing icon, right? That's the progress and it has been done. So we now see that our image has been successfully georeferenced. Now the quality, as we've said earlier, depends on the resolution of your image and then how well you are trying to locate what those points or those centers or the centers of what your GCPs, right? Good. So let's now try to bring in the raster data which we have georeferenced. So you go to layer, you go to what add layer, you go to add raster layer, right? Now under the data source manager, you just select browse. You click on browse, then you now select the image which is georeference, right? Good. So we have the Lusail stadium and then georef, that indicates that's been georeferenced. We open that, we add, and then we close, right? Good. So we have what the Lusail stadium georef, and then we have it somewhere around there. So this shows that okay, we've actually carried out what the georeferencing what exercise, and you can see that they fall actually, or the georeferenced image falls actually where the, let's put up this base map and then let's zoom this to layer. Good. It falls within where we are working, right? Good. So when you open the base map, you can see that it's actually within there. So this is the process how you carry out, or the process of carrying out what image to image and georeferencing. So the application can be enormous, the application can be wide. You can have it in map revision or updating your map. You can have it in what analyzing land use and land cover, monitor changes in the earth, and there are so many other things you can do with it. If you have any tasks like this and you want us to come in, you can always send us a message via our email or on the number you can see there. That's for WhatsApp or any other means, and we are going to get back to you as soon as possible. So until we see you on our next video, yeah, today is the World Cup finals and I'll be supporting Argentina. So have a very good time. Bye.